That is a statement, and I think from the conclusion of that statement, and in view of what you have seen from the weekend, Kenyans will remember the weekend, the statements delivered by senior members of the Azimio coalition, culminating to the statements made by Mr. Odinga himself and another group of Azimio leaders yesterday somewhere in Westlands. And the so-called dossier, which we are saying is nothing but political hogwash, is a well-choreographed campaign to try and incite Kenyans against the current administration, to try and incite Kenyans around the question of the cost of living, because, and you know where I sit with our colleagues in Azimio in the National Dialogue Committee, and you know that is a matter that has been on the table, and they probably think they can now use the masses to arm twist the Kenya Kwanza government to reintroduce fuel and food subsidies that were fueling and driving corruption that was benefiting those who were in power then. And because some of them had planned and knew the plans they had to perpetuate that culture of subsidies, especially around fuel, they imagined that they can use either the dialogue process or the hogwash that we have seen being billed as dossiers to blackmail government to institute or to carry on with the state capture charade of subsidizing fuel. Kenyans were said to have gone to the streets, as they have always said, on the basis of the cost of living. But we also know it's not true. They mobilized their supporters to go to the streets on account of what they bill was a stolen election. When that did not sell, they billed it as a fight for the cost of living, and you remember what they called the sufuria movement, putting sufurias on their heads, apparently because of hunger prices. The desperation you see with Mr. Odinga today and his ilk is because they can see and they can attest when they walk into supermarkets, the price of hunger has gone down from a high of 230 shillings per 2 kg bag to a low of 145, some brands as well as 135. Part of the most expensive brands in the country now are going at 157 to 162 from 240 shillings only 6 months ago. We understand Mr. Odinga's desperation, but we want to ask him to be honorable enough and to be honest enough with his supporters and with Kenyans. Asanteni.